Greetings, loyal followers and subjects, and welcome to the third segment in an apparently never-ending splinter series that is Monthly Business. Last week we covered all of the headbands of the Silent Fist clan. They are the monks of Quenos, for anyone who might just be joining us now. We had to cut the video short because it was starting to become just too long. So this week we're going to move over to the Ashen Order. These guys are the monks of Freeport. They have a series of quests that reward different coloured sashes. Alright, so now that we're done with Quenos, we can head back towards civilization. I ran all the way back through West Karana and then hitched a ride with the druid to the Common Lands. Once again, my faction with Freeport and pretty much everyone who lives here isn't high enough to do the quest on my Ixar. So I've transferred everything across to a level 1 monk I've made in order to just do the hand-ins. So head over to the Monk Guild in West Freeport and find brother Velen Toresk. Greetings, I am Velen Toresk of the Ashen Order. I'm in charge of training the newest members of our clan, and helping them advance their skills and rank. When members perform certain tasks on behalf of the Order, they advance to a higher rank in our clan, and are rewarded a special sash. So what special sash? The sashes of the Order are given out by the various trainers of our clan. I give the white training sash and the yellow sash of the Order, and Raya is in charge of the orange and the red sashes. What white training sash? The white training sash of the Ashen Order is awarded to our new members for completing a simple task to prove their devotion to our clan. As you know, Freeport is a very hostile place under constant attack from orcs, wild beasts, and even the undead. To help keep the city and its citizens relatively safe, we must help the militia protect the main gates. Bring me 2 Death Fist pawn scalps from those vile Death Fist orcs, a snake fang, and some bone chips from a skeleton. Good luck, represent us well. You can ask a bit further into what the Death Fist Orcs are, and he will reply, the Death Fist Orcs are a large tribe of orcs who live out in the desert. They are constantly sending small raiding parties and scouts to attack Freeport and its citizens. Okay, so again, the first quest is pretty straightforward. Just head outside of the front gates and you'll find an abundance of snakes, orc pawns and skeletons. Once you have the items, head back to Velen. Good work! You've worked hard and have proven yourself as a valuable addition to the Ashen Order. Here is your white sash, wear it with pride. Alright, so next up is the yellow sash. To earn the yellow sash, you must prove yourself to be very skilled in the art of fighting. The lands to the west and the south of Freeport are filled with dangerous beasts that often prey upon the innocent travellers. Help protect our merchant caravans and travelling citizens, while at the same time practicing our defensive skills and eliminating these deadly creatures from the surrounding landscapes. Bring me a giant snake rattle, a death fist slashed belt, and the chitin of a desert tarantula. Also turn in your white training sash, and I shall reward your noble work with our yellow sash of order. Good luck. The giant snake rattles you can find in East or West Common Lands off any of the large snakes. I actually found mine on the very first one I killed. The death fist slash belts you can get from any of the orc camps in the Common Lands. Usually Orc 1 and 2 in East Common Lands are camp. If so, try the Orc camp in the West Common Lands that's along the wall just past the Druid Ring. The Desert Tarantula chitin drops off desert and dune tarantulas in North and South Row. I'd recommend just running through the East Common Lands tunnel and kill any of the spiders out here in the desert. I got mine on the 3rd kill. Head back to Velen and hand everything in. Well done, you have proven yourself as a very skillful fighter, and it is an honour to have you as a member of the Ashen Order. On behalf of Master Klosk, and under the watchful eye of Quellios, I present you with this yellow sash of the Order. Go make us proud. Okay, so the next 2 sashes we have to move outside to Raya Besselin. Greetings, I am Raya Besselin of the Ashen Order. I help to train our members, and I am in charge of handing out the orange and red sashes of the Order. Would you like to know how you can get an orange sash? Or maybe you think you are ready to earn the red sash? Say, what orange sash? To prove your skill and earn the orange sash of the Order, you must bring me the following items. A Greater Lightstone, a Cutthroat Insignia ring, a Legionnaire's Bracer, and of course, your yellow sash. I will leave it to you to figure out exactly where to get these items. Good luck. Alright, Greater Lightstones can be gotten from any Will-O-Wisp. These guys can be found in lots of zones throughout the game. I'd recommend just killing them in East Common Lands as you head towards West Common Lands. If you still don't have a Greater Lightstone by the time you get to West Common Lands, just farm them here. There seem to be a lot more of them floating around. The Cutthroat Insignia rings can be found on any of the Dervish Cutthroats, either at the camp here in WC, or there are a few more camps in North Row. They're a pretty common drop. I'd recommend just staying here in West Commonlands to get one, because the other 2 items you need for this quest can also be found here. The Legionnaire Bracer drops off the Death Fist Legionnaires. This is actually one of the rarer items if you try and get it here. I'd recommend using the same Orc camp here in West Commons that we used to get the belt. It has 2 Legionnaire spawns, and there's also a static spawn over to the southeast between the lake and the Shadowman camp. The Bracers have a pretty low drop chance off these guys, but if you're having really bad luck, you can actually get a Legionnaire Bracer very easily if you go to Crushbone. The only problem with that is it's on a different continent. Once you hand the items in, she will reply, "You have proven yourself as a mighty warrior. I am honoured to present you the orange sash of the Order." Finally onto the red sash. So you think you are skilled enough to earn the red sash of Order. I have just the task for you then, but be warned, this will be the toughest challenge you have faced yet. There are many legends and myths of great heroes and ancient evils from all over Norath. Here in Freeport, we get travellers from all over the world and we get their tales as well. The point is that most of these stories are just that, stories and fairy tales, told to amuse people and frighten children. I also thought the tales I'd heard about Manik Joe were only legends, but now I know better. Who is Manik Joe? Manik Joe led a cult of necromancers who followed the burning prince of Solozek Row. He built an army known as the Burning Dead and spread destruction and fire throughout Antonica. Over the years, the Burning Dead fought many fierce and bloody battles with the paladins of Prexus, the Ocean Lord. Though Manik achieved many victories over the paladins, ultimately they were able to defeat him and destroy the Burning Dead. Legends say that before his defeat, Manik created many powerful weapons and items and wrote many books on his findings in the areas of magic. Many of these items were hidden away from the paladin forces and remain untouched, waiting for Manik's return as the legends go. There's a whole section you can pursue in this quest dialogue which will just tell you more lore about the overall story arc. Tell me the legend. The legend of the Wand of the Burning Dead goes basically like this. Though you may hear slightly different versions from others, Manik did a lot of experiments and created an unknown number of diabolical artifacts and weapons. One of his creations was the wand. Manik fashioned and charred the wand from the scorched bone of a paladin of Prexus. Solozek Row himself created the wretched Sapphire Souls. Then Manik and his priests combined these with the Burning Prince's blessing to create the Wand of Burning Dead. Manik used this wand and its powers in his evil and destructive reign over Antonica. Years later, as Manik started losing battles to the paladins, one of his own followers, a necromancer named Kenox, was able to steal the wand, sensing Manik's defeat. Kenox made his way towards Otis, hoping to strike a deal with the paladins for the wand. Kenox was not as sly as he liked to think he was. Manik knew full well what he was up to, but let him continue with his plans. Kenox had arranged to meet 2 paladins late one night on a small island in Arud's Crossing, a place that would be considered neutral ground. Sir Toran Nishel, the leader of the paladins, knowing the power of the wand, certainly wasn't going to make any deals with a servant of Solozek Row, and definitely not foolish enough to take any chances with the mission. Imagine the look on Kenox's face when a ship carrying more than 25 paladins, including Sir Toran, arrived in the small island. Paladins immediately captured Kenox and the wand, and headed back to Arudin. Below the deck of the ship, Toran and his men questioned Kenox and carefully inspected the wand. Toran ordered one of his men to pick up the wand and try and identify its true powers. The man picked up the wand but was unable to decipher its magic. He handed it to Ran, just as Manik and Solozek had hoped, and the wand exploded, instantly incinerating the ship and everyone aboard, lighting up the night sky with a giant fireball. Manik's plan had succeeded. With the help of the blessing of the Burning Prince, they had destroyed Sir Toran and the entire squad of Prexus' finest paladins. Years later though, the paladins were able to regroup and ultimately defeat Manik. The Wand of the Burning Dead was destroyed and gone forever, or at least that's what we thought. This wand must never be allowed to be made whole again. The task I have for you is to bring me 2 parts that make up the Wand of the Burning Dead before they can be assembled and used for evil once again. Bring me Monix Wand and the Sapphire Souls along with the orange sash, and you will have proven yourself a loyal member of the Ashen Order, worthy of receiving the red sash. Monix Wand is rumoured to be found in the depths of Befallen. Those who currently hold Befallen are said to be new followers of the Burning Dead, probably believing that they may one day be able to awaken the evil Manik once again. This group must be stopped and the evil item must be destroyed, before their wicked armies grow powerful enough to leave the horrible dungeon and spread throughout Antonica. The Sapphire Souls is rumoured to be held by a thief in Najina. No one knows how this guy obtained the sapphire, but we believe he is trying to strike a bargain with those who are currently holding Befallen. Apparently, we aren't the only ones who know of the wand's power, and this thief thinks he can make a profit from it. Sadly, his greed will surely lead to his death. Monix Wand is actually the blackened wand that I mentioned earlier when we were camping Befallen. It drops from Priest Amiaz, who is in the same room as the Thaumaturgist. He also has the same spawn timer. Apparently it's not a 100% drop, but the time I was waiting here I saw him spawn twice, and he had it both times. The Sapphire of Lost Souls is called the Blackened Sapphire, and it's being held by a human rogue named Ekaros in the jails of Najina. You can find the entrance to Najina in Lava Storm Mountains. Once you're here, find the entrance to the dungeon with the big sign above it saying Najina. From here you want to run forward and follow this corridor all the way through to the back wall. Once you get there, stop and turn right. Now here you'll be at a T-junction. On the floor directly to your right, you'll notice the floor tile is made up of 4 smaller tiles instead of one big one. This is because it's a floor trap. This is actually the one you want to go down. If instead you turn to your left and then look immediately to your right, you'll see a blood stain on this tile. This is another floor trap, but we'll get into this one later. Jump or walk onto the trap to your right and you'll fall down into a jail cell. The mobs down here are all level 20 or so make sure you're high enough to not get instantly gibbed. If you look into the back corner of the cell, there is a hole in the wall in which you can run and jump out of. From here, turn to your right, and you'll see 2 gates in the corner of the room. The gate on the left is a room that Ekaros spawns in. These gates require a key to open, but as an Ixar, if I walk up to them and duck, I can actually fit through the gate. But that's not a huge deal because if Ekaros does spawn, you can pull him from outside the room just using a throwing weapon or a spell. Ekaros always spawns in this room, however I think he shares a spawn table with one of the magicians. When I came down here, he was up, and as far as I can tell, he drops the sapphire every time. His respawn timer should be around 20 minutes. I killed him about 5 times while I was messing around helping newbies in Najina over a few hours, and he dropped it every time. So now you want to make your way back outside. You need to turn around, run along the right wall until you find a corridor. Follow this through and take your first left. Keep going forward and up the ramp until you see a door on your left. Go through this door and up the stairs. Now at the end of these stairs is that bloodstain that I talked about earlier. You want to turn right and then right again straight away to avoid falling down into the jail again. This will lead you back out to the entrance. If you do fall down the second floor trap, the one with the bloodstain, you'll end up in another jail cell. This one, however, doesn't have a hole in the wall. So if you end up in here, make sure you have a throwing weapon or a spell or something, because in order to get out, you need to wait until Moosh patrols past you and pull him into the room. You gotta kill him and then get the key off of him to open the cell. If you're stuck down here without a ranged weapon, then you can probably try sit next to the wall as he walks past in order to try and get him to aggro onto you, but I've never tried this myself. Once you hand in the blackened wand and the Sapphire of Souls, along with your orange headband, Rattles will say, "Great job, Reptox. Congratulations. With the destruction of these evil items, the Wand of the Burning Dead will never bring harm to anyone at Norath again. It is my honour to present you, on behalf of Master Klosk and the Ashen Order, the Red Sash. May Quellios be with you always." I figure now that I've just walked you through the entire quest, I should probably state that there is another way to obtain the Red Sash that's arguably easier. There's a monk trainer here in Freeport named Thena Lons. She's level 35 and she has a chance to drop the sash if you kill her. But only do this if you have no problems about completely bombing your faction with both Freeport and Kuinos monk guilds, as well as the Freeport Paladin guild. This is probably also a good time to state that if you have the resources, you can completely skip both of the headband and sash quests and just kill Brother Zephyr in Wraith Mountains. If he's wearing the robe when you kill him, you can loot it off him. According to the wiki, there's no faction hits associated with killing him, but with 20,000 hit points and 2 attacks per round at almost 300 damage, he's quite a formidable opponent. Also, where's the fun in just killing the guy instead of helping him with a mighty adventure? Well, that's a big chunk out of the Lost Circle robe done. The only things left to do now are to camp Brother Rasta in Lower Guck, which apparently can be an absolute nightmare, and then to kill Targan the Rock in Solazek B. That should be only a matter of time, considering it's a popular spot for groups. I should be able to just go in there and pretty much just wait for him to spawn. But I'll be doing a completely separate episode covering the entire Robe of the Lost Circle quest line in the future, so stay tuned for that. Alright, now that's all out of the way, time for some news and announcement. So the Velios expansion has actually had a release date announced. This happened several weeks ago, but I forgot to cover it in my last video. So the servers are going to go live with Velios on the 30th of May for the blue server, and I think it's the day before for red. Unfortunately, I've actually come across a business opportunity in real life, and that's going to be taking up pretty much all of my free time until the end of June. That's actually why this video is 2 weeks late, and also why any of you guys who talk to me on a regular basis have not seen me online for almost 3 weeks. It's pretty unfortunate timing. Don't worry, I do intend to keep playing and making videos as much as I can. I'm really excited to start covering Velios content and all that kind of stuff. But basically for the rest of this month and the rest of next month, I'm probably not going to be able to do a whole lot in terms of playing EverQuest and making videos. What can you do? You know, real life has to come first every now and then, right? Now, there are a lot of people that I wanted to give shoutouts to, but since these names are all spread across, you know, over a month's worth of playtime, I may have forgotten some of you guys, and I really apologize for that. But for the ones I do remember, I wanted to give shoutouts to Zental, Port Please, Zeke, Liviana, Gildior, Mazra, Chardonnay, Riom, Yumizen, and Prince. Thanks guys for sending me tells, all that kind of stuff, hanging out with me. I've actually made a few in-game friends just from, you know, doing this series and people watching my stuff, so that's awesome. Okay, well, that's it for this video. I hope the quest text sections were a little less boring this time around. I tried to throw in some extra stuff just to kind of keep it interesting. Again, no real time frame on the next video, at least for the next couple of months anyways. You'll just have to wait and see, I suppose. But until that time, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you then.